Part 2. My boss called me to a meeting with HR. David, after 12 years, we're getting rid of your job, she said with a smirk. Clean out your desk by Thursday. I smiled and said, I get it. They didn't know how crazy Tuesday would go. Tuesday morning, Michelle Harmon walked into her office expecting a routine day of optimizing operations. Instead, she found her assistant holding a stack of overnight faxes and looking concerned. These came in this morning, she said. Contract terminations. Michelle glanced at the first page. Harrison Medical Supply, 30-day termination notice, effective immediately for new orders. The second page was worse. Midwest Surgical Supply, same notice. By the third page, Michelle's hands were shaking. 5 of their largest vendors, all terminating on the same day. She grabbed her phone and called Harrison Medical Supply. Tony Valdez, please. This is Michelle Harmon from Keystone Medical Solutions. Tony's in a meeting, the receptionist said. Can I take a message? This is about the termination notice. There must be some mistake. No mistake, Mr. Valdez was very clear about the decision. I need to speak with him today. This is urgent. I'll pass along the message. The line went dead. Michelle tried Midwest Surgical next. Jerry Morrison wasn't available. Neither was the account manager or the regional director. By noon, she had called every terminated vendor. None of them would take her calls. She pulled up the vendor files on her computer, looking for leverage, contract terms, penalty clauses. Anything that could force them to honor their agreements. What she found made her stomach drop. Every major contract had been renegotiated during 2022, during the pandemic supply shortages. All of them included 30-day termination clauses, with no penalties, standard industry practice for medical supplies. But there was something else. The contact person listed on every contract wasn't Keystone Medical Solutions. It was David Ruttold, Senior Procurement Specialist. Michelle stared at her screen. She had fired the guy, whose name was on every critical vendor relationship, the guy who had apparently structured those relationships to be portable. Her phone rang. Regional Vice President Harrison Clark. Michelle, I'm getting calls from 3 hospital systems. They're asking about supply chain disruptions. What's going on? We had some vendor contract issues. I'm handling it. Handling it how? St. Mary's Hospital says their surgical supply order was just cancelled. They have procedures scheduled for next week. Michelle felt sweat on her forehead. I'll call them back and straighten this out. You better. If we lose hospital contracts because of supply chain failures, heads are going to roll. After Clark hung up, Michelle sat in her office trying to process what was happening. David Ruttold had been fired on Monday. By Tuesday, their entire supply network was falling apart. She called Human Resources. Janet, I need David Ruttold's personal contact information. We have some follow-up questions about his vendor relationships. I can't give out personal information on former employees. Company policy. This is business critical, we're having supply chain issues. You'll need to go through legal for that kind of request. Michelle hung up and called legal. They told her it would take at least a week to process the request, maybe longer. She tried a different approach. Called David's old desk extension, hoping someone in procurement might have his personal number. That number's been disconnected, the receptionist said. David Ruttold no longer works here. By Wednesday morning, the situation was spiraling. 2 more hospital systems